Knottiest Anaconda. Anaconda was very long and very clumsy. Whenever she tried to move fast, she got into a knot. Her brothers were much smaller and had an easier time getting around. So whenever Anaconda got into a tangle, they untied her again. One summer day, her brothers decided to go swimming in the river. Anaconda was so excited that she rushed to the river and got stuck in a knot on the way. She sighed, took a deep breath, and tried to untangle herself. She tried, and because she was moving so much, she started rolling and fell splash into the river. "Help!" she shouted, and her brothers swam over to her. But the water made her slippery, and before her brothers reached her, Anaconda got untangled all by herself. She couldn't believe it. It was so much easier to move through water than on land, and she didn't get tangled once. "This is fun!" laughed Anaconda as she swam up and down the river. She had an idea. "Hey!" she called to her brothers. "Let's have a race!" "Are you sure?" said her brothers. "You've never won a race in your life." "Of course I'm sure," said Anaconda. "First one to reach the mouth of the river wins." So they lined up on the riverbank, and Anaconda shouted, "Go!" Anaconda's brothers raced along the bank. Anaconda leapt into the river and swam as fast as she could. Soon, she was way ahead of them. "I'm winning!" she rejoiced. For the first time in her life, she was the fastest of them all. When she got to the mouth of the river, she danced and cheered in victory. "Yippee!" she cried. She waited for her brothers, but they were nowhere to be seen. And soon, she started to get worried. She decided to go back and find them. While slithering through the forest, Anaconda heard screaming in the distance. "Help!" shouted the voices. It was her brothers. Anaconda rushed through the bushes till she came to a clearing where her brothers were cornered by a large caiman. Anaconda knew that if she could get to the river, she would be able to swim fast enough to escape a caiman. "Hey, caiman! Look at me!" she called. "I'm much bigger than them, so there's much more to eat." When Caiman saw her and how much bigger she was than her brothers, he licked his lips and ran straight at her. Anaconda tried to slither to the river, but just as she reached the top of a hill, she got tangled again. She tried to untangle, but the more she tried, the knottier she became. Caiman caught up with her. "I've got you now!" he laughed. Anaconda wriggled about trying to get free, and Caiman got tangled in her body too. They were both stuck together in a knot. "Hey!" shouted Caiman. "Let me go!" "I can't!" said Anaconda. As Anaconda and Caiman struggled to get free, they started rolling down the hill towards the edge of a cliff. At the last moment, Anaconda caught a rock and held on tight. She dangled there, with Caiman hanging over the edge. Her brothers arrived and were amazed to see that Caiman was trapped. "Help!" shouted Caiman. "I will let you go, Caiman, but you have to promise to leave us alone," warned Anaconda. "And if I don't?" replied Caiman. Anaconda stretched herself a bit more, making Caiman hang even further off the cliff. Okay, I promise," said Caiman. "You anacondas are crazy." The brothers cheered at Anaconda's bravery. They pulled her up and untangled her, and as soon as the terrified Caiman was free, he fled into the forest, never to bother the anacondas again. From that day on, Anaconda and her brothers were safe to play in the river. Anaconda unwound in the cool water, and she never got tangled in a knot again.